So I don't want to tell anybody else what to do, which is why I think I was so interested in telling stories, because I feel like when one hears a story, when one hears about how somebody else has followed a dream and fulfilled it at 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. The oldest person I interviewed was 104.
Interesting.
I think that a story allows you to take from it what you have ears to hear at that moment,
Yes.
and you don't worry about the rest.
Right.
There's no
Right.
preaching involved.
Yes, yes. I think that's wonderful. How do you work that in, that not preaching, when you're actually giving talks? Because in a way, there's something assertive about that, you know.
It's interesting, and I struggle with this with giving talks, which is why I generally revolve my talks around a story or two, and then I pose questions. For instance, I might talk about, and we talked about this in another segment, this woman that became a flight attendant at 71, and I might say to the audience, how do you think she got hired at 71?
I know, that fascinated me.
I mean, that's a really important question for people. You know, our society has opened up so much in the last 8 years, but there's still a lot of discrimination.
Oh, yeah.
On all different levels, for all different types of people. And for Evelyn, the answer that I tell them ultimately, after giving them a chance, my audience a chance to come up with what they think, she knocked on door after door, airline after airline, and door after door closed in her face, as, if you think about it, you might imagine, especially when this was back 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Oh, longer than that. She was a flight attendant 7 years.
Right.
But she decided, you know what? She thought, I'm gonna let the corporate brass at some airline get to know me, see how good I am with people, see how energetic I am. And she thought, they don't understand who I am. How can they possibly? They're looking at me as a 71-year-old woman. And so she got a job as a gate agent. And that's what she did. She let the corporate brass get to know her. She made it clear from the beginning that she wanted to be a flight attendant, but she was willing to let these people get to know her. And the first time a flight class opened up, a flight attendant class opened up, they let her do it. So anyways, I might, in other words, revolve a speech around a core story and then go from there about, you know, what one might possibly do to either get in touch with their dream or fulfill their dream.
Great. Unfortunately, we're out of time.
Out of time again.
Thank you so much for joining us, Prill.
Thank you so much, Karen.
And thank you for joining us for Ageless. And remember that when you're in love with your life, you are ageless.